This is probably going to be way too hot to drink, but give it a try. Good old dandelion tea. Not bad though. Oh man, that's good. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of, you guessed it, Cooking with Bob. On today's episode we are going to make, this is going to be of course a base camp food, we're going to make sloppy Billy Joes. That's right friends, sloppy Billy Joes. Sorry, inside joke. Original plan was to bring the ingredients in, do all the prep work out here, cook it from scratch. That is going to be 10 to 11 ingredients, depending on which recipe I was going to use. That would have took an hour of prep time, 20 to 30 minutes of cook time, and honestly, you don't want to do that once you get your base camp set up. So we're going to make the sloppy Billy Joes. We're going to use an alternative, and this is going to be the Manwich Sloppy Joe mix. You can get that at Wally World, fairly cheap. And we're going to cut our time down into probably 30 minutes of cook time, which is much better. Okay, I don't have to tell you gentlemen and ladies this, be very careful when you bring fresh meat into the field. We are going to be using extremely lean, and don't want to show where I got it from, hamburger meat for this. This is going to be about a pound. This should serve 2 to 3 people depending on how hungry you are. So let's get this mess off my table here. Yeah, no looking. And of course the Alpine skillet. Our fire over here we've got set up. On this section we make our coals. Right here is where we have our cooking surface or our cooking area. Because this is lean meat, you cannot cook it very fast. It will burn. You have to treat it just like buffalo or venison. Be very careful on your cook time. Alright. Once again, I don't know if I did it. Did I do it? I might have. Yeah, just be careful when you bring fresh meat out onto the trail. In the winter months, not a big deal. Summertime, big deal. Alright, so we are going to put this on a medium cooking area here, and we're going to brown our meat. Another thing I'm going to do halfway through, I'm going to take our sauce and put it over here and start heating it up. Why? That way it cuts down our cook time. Alright. I'm a little concerned about our grill. It's just not doing very good here. I don't think it's going to fall. I hope it doesn't fall. And I'm going to add a couple more coals to this. And we are going to start cooking. Oh, there we go. That's a nice batch right there. Ow! Woo! Lordy, that's hot. I got asked a while back, what is the difference between cooking in the summer months and the winter months? Well, unfortunately, in the winter months, because it is so cold out, it takes a lot longer to prep food than you would think. Yeah. Okay, there's a little trick to this. You've got to break the meat up so it's not real chunky. So as you're cooking it, you just want to go around and break the big chunks up. There we go. I'm going to flip that. Look at that. See, this is a big chunk. You don't want that. I'm going to break it up here with our spoon. Oh man, this is already smelling pretty good. I wonder if I got any salt and pepper with me. I bet I do. Okay, let's see if we have any salt and pepper in our little condiment bag. What all do we have in here? Whoop! I must have got something out of there I shouldn't have. Now I've got tons of honey, mustard, sugar, no salt and pepper. Alright, no worries. Not that big of a deal. Alright, as you can see, our meat is starting to turn nice and brown. We still got some red chunks in there, and you really want to make sure you cook it thoroughly all the way through, so you want to see no red whatsoever. And we're getting quite a bit of grease. A lot more grease than I thought we would. This was supposed to be lean. Obviously it's not as lean as it should be. Not a big deal. Alright, there we go. I think I'm going to have to go and grab some tin foil out of my pack and cover it up. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and set our sauce on there. Now you don't want the sauce to come up to a boil, so we're going to pull some of the coals away from it. When the sauce starts to boil, that could be a little bit of a problem. These cans got a protective lining in there that keeps the acidity from eating through the can. If you heat it up, it starts to leach the chemicals out. You do not want that to happen. So we're going to pull some coals away from there and just let that slowly heat up. And meanwhile, I'm going to go try not to burn myself and look in my pack and see if I've got any aluminum foil. I did find some aluminum foil, and I found a plate, which is going to come in real handy here in about 2 seconds. First, let's see if we got enough to make a lid. Oh, heck yeah. The big question is, how the heck did this plate get in my pack? I do not remember putting it in there. Not a big deal. As you can see, it would appear most of the hamburger, I think it is safely, we could safely say it is well browned. We're just going to cook it a little bit longer to make sure. And if you notice, there's a lot. Look at that. Look at all that grease in there. We need to pour that grease out. I find too much grease makes this taste very unpleasant. So what we're going to do, now heads up, if you're in critter country, you want to be careful with this stuff. I just pour it in the fire and make sure it burns it out. You don't want the critters smelling this. Come to visit your camp. Alright, we're simply going to put the paper plate right on top of it. And I'm going to pour it on the back side of the fire where I know it's not going to flame up on us. And drain out as much grease as possible. Yeah, another thing, yeah, be careful when you pour grease on your fire. We all know what that does. Yeah, oh, there we go. Look at that. Huh, I think we're pretty darn close to adding our, there's still some lumps in there I need to break up. Adding our sauce. Let's let this cook down a little bit more, and I'm going to move these coals around a little bit. Kick the heat up just a little. Ouch. Ooh, maybe not. There we go. And we're going to put our tin foil lid on it. Oh, look at that. Just let it heat up a little bit longer. Let's see how we are doing. Oh yeah, look at that. It's not sticking to the pan. And I do believe it is thoroughly cooked. Let's go ahead and take a little bite. Yeah, I would say it's thoroughly cooked. Definitely could use a little salt and pepper. Oh well. Or maybe seasoning salt would be good. Whoa. Oh, we gotta hurry. Okay, we're good. We need to pour our sauce in there, and I have not let it come up to a boil, so we are safe. We pour our sauce in. Oh yeah. As you can see, it's already kind of started heating up there. Yep, we're safe. Oh man, I wish I had some onions with me. You know what, friends? Maybe next time I will make a fresh batch, and that will definitely be a base camp food. So what we're doing now is we need to mix our hamburger and our manwich sauce up. And it would appear we got a little bit more sauce than I want, so not to worry. We are going to let some of that cook off. There we go. Very nice. Let's add a couple more coals underneath. Speed that process up a notch. Here we go. I got some good ones here. There and there. I don't know what happened with there. That should do what we need. Okay. Now, once again, we're going to slow cook this. We do not want it to come up to a roaring boil or a bubble. We could accidentally burn this on the bottom of my pan. All right, there we go. That should be awesome. Let's go ahead and put the top on it. Now, we're not going to let this come up to a boil like it's trying to do right now. That's not good. If we do, it's going to burn. So let's remove a couple of them coals. Get over here. I've obviously got it too hot. There we go. Alright, put the lid on. And we have no boil. And let that sit for a little bit. After letting this simmer for about 7 minutes, and when I heard it boiling, I just occasionally stirred it. I think we got it down to a very nice consistency. If you notice, it's not as runny as it was before. It's a lot more thicker. Let's give that a little test, shall we? Oh, oh, that's really good and hot. You think after all these years I would learn? I would not. All right, get that taken care of. Let's put this up here. Now, normally you serve these items on bread, but bringing bread into your base camp in your backpack, it's gonna get squished. You're not gonna eat all of it. You're gonna have that laying around. You're gonna have a mess. So we're going to use tortilla shells, and I'm going with the dirt tortillas, as I call them. Actually, these are the whole wheat. I'm supposed to be on a diet. You see how that's working out? Not so good. All right, so we're going to take the Billy Joe's Sloppy Joes. Whoops. And we're going to put a little bit in the center here. Look at that. That might be a little too much. I foresee a mess in the near future here. There we go. We made a sloppy Billy Joe in this here tortilla. Fold our ends up. I'm going to give it a little taste test. And we're going to make a mess. Oh, oh my God, that's good. Oh, that is very good. And it's making my nose run. Look at that. Probably use some onions in there. Need a little salt and pepper on the meat when I cook it, but other than that, Jesus. That's incredible, friends. You know what? I think we need to seriously pull this off the fire. Well, I pulled the coals out from under it. I think we'll be all right. Now, a couple things real quick. This meal took right around 45 minutes to prepare. Another thing, you want to pack your trash out. Okay, now if you're in bear country, something I like to do with my cans is I will put them on the fire and boil the contents out of the can. Then you can squish it down and put it in your pack. That way there's no scents with it. But remember, don't forget to take that out of the fire. You don't want to leave that out in the woods. And the rest of the trash we'll go ahead and throw in a Ziploc and pack that out and clean the area up, of course. Well, there you have it, friends. We made a batch of Sloppy Billy Joes. And I'm going to be honest with you, these things are freaking awesome. And as you know, comments are always welcome. And no, I'm not going to waste this. It's cold enough out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down, throw it in a Ziploc, and take it home. Probably going to be breakfast tomorrow. Alright, where was I? Comments are more than welcome. Heads up, it does take me a little while to answer them because of my work situation. And like always, friends, thanks for watching.